So we're back again. Episode 4. So we've got an interesting topic today. We're going to speak about something that we've been speaking about in our own group, in our own brotherhood, which is quite paramount. I know Alex posted a message about taking time out to rest. Nathan Dennis mentioned about the book, The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry, and just taking time out. And one of the things that they were saying to us is that we live in a world where it's always about getting the next thing.
Yeah.
Always the next thing. You go to Curry's and you're in there, you got your 32-inch TV screen at home, and then you see a 70-inch screen and you're like, I need a new one. It's always, I need a new one. And it's like we're always chasing success.
Yeah.
And we don't know how to rest. And, you know, we kind of touched on it. I think it was episode 1. Nathan Dennis spoke about it. He says about when he was working hard, so obviously self-employed, blah, 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 working hard, bought a car for his wife, went on holiday, and then she went, I'm not happy because you're always working, and I'm at home by myself. I mean, I know you touched on it in episode 2, in the mental health episode, when he was in Dubai for work, and I think it's a conversation that needs to be had. I mean, we've spoken behind the scene, and I've said, like, it's a paradigm shift, and the reason being, if you think back in our culture, our grandparents came from Jamaica in the 60s. What did they do? Work.
Every posse must work.
Everybody works.
Don't be a jerk.
And every conversation here...
You have to play that in the background.
Every conversation... I think every young child had this conversation with their parents where you were told as a young child, Nathan, Michael, when you grow up in school, you must work twice as hard as everybody else. Because we know we don't live in a perfect world. There's racism. So you got to prove yourself more, and you got to work twice as hard to get the same opportunities. So that's kind of instilled in us, working. But then at the same time, we're told that in the Bible we need to rest. And when we speak about rest, it's not just physical rest in terms of like just chilling out and just, I don't know, watching a game. It's about being content. So I'm resting from working, because a lot of people are working to get money, to get a new car, to get a new house, to get another property, to get something else. But it's resting because I'm content. I don't need a new car. I'm content. And this really hit home for me. I'll start off with my personal experience, because a few weeks ago, I had one time with Nathan Dennis. I reached out to him. I was doing various different projects. I was constantly working. And then just being quite transparent, Nathan was saying to me, bro, you're being selfish.
Wow.
You're not being present at home. You know, you got a wife, what you doing? Do you know what I mean? And I looked at it, and we're going to Jamaica like the week after. And I was saying to him, I'm going to work. We're going on a Thursday. I'm going to work until the Wednesday. And then when I'm in Jamaica, I might do a few bits out there. He goes, bro, no, do not take your laptop. I'm like, nah, bro, obviously, because in my role, I earn commission. So the more sales I do, is the more money I make. So someone says, James, I want a new contract. 5 minutes, out, more money. But he's saying, don't do that. And he told me 4 times, do not take your laptop to the holiday. And I went home and I was like, I don't know if I want to do this, I can't take my laptop. But he was telling me just to rest, because the grind's always going to be there. But it was hard for me to accept because, again, this mindset where I've got to keep going, I've got to keep working. But the reality is I'm doing that, but it's at the expense of my home. And I think a lot of people in that thing where we're working so hard, but we don't realise, but you're working, you're away from your wife or from your children or from your family or even from God and your relationship with God, and we're working. Now, I don't know if anybody else got a similar situation, but I thank God for that conversation. It needed to be had, and thankfully, I didn't bring my laptop on holiday. As you saw from the pictures, there was no time for work. It was a pure joke.
We know what kind of work you was doing.
Next episode.
But we spoke about it earlier. We said that it's not just about just resting, because sometimes I could have gone to Jamaica, and no laptop not working, but I'm thinking about work. So we're having a conversation, but I'm not really listening because I'm thinking. My mind's not there.
Present.
But one thing Nathan was saying to me, Jay, be present. Like when you're there, put your hand into the stand. Be present. Smell the air. You know what I mean? Hear the sounds of the waves. Be present in the moment. Don't just be there. And I think there's a lot of people that we're in a situation where we say to our spouse, to our children, I'm here. Your kids playing, daddy. You're like, yeah. But you're not even there.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like the football game, watching their son play, but they don't even watch it because they're thinking about work, or they didn't capture that moment because they're busy. Do you know what I mean? And I think now we need to get a position where now it's time to not only just to rest, but to be content. I'll comment some other stuff later, but you mentioned some stuff yourself. We were speaking earlier about back in the day for yourself as well.
Yeah, I think like there was a lot back in the day, but I'm gonna go recent before I go back in the day. When you were just talking, it brought me back to several times in the house because I work from home predominantly, and then I pick up my daughter from school about 2:40 or something like that, and then my daughter will come home and she'll probably see me on the laptop, or she'll probably hear something on the laptop, and she's like, "Oh, Daddy, are you in a meeting?" I'm like I didn't even want her to be talking like stuff like that. I just wanted her to always feel like she had access to me. And then she went like this and like closed the kitchen door and then went into the living room. And I'm like...
She's 4 years old.
And she's 4. I'm like, I don't want you to see Daddy like that though. So what I've started to do is start organising my calendar. So I've like got blocks where I'm not doing anything. So I can just go and sit with her until, you know, Mummy come home or whatever. And like, but for me, that's not normal. It's not normal because even though I'm a workaholic, I can see the effect on my daughter. But that's one experience. Go back to even the last episode I was talking about my dad. This is where I think I get the hard work from. My dad has worked 35 years without taking a day off.
Wow.
35 years without taking a day off.
Jeez.
He's given holidays. My dad's like a principal man. He will take what he's given. So if it's like a 25-day a year, he'll take that and not do anything. He will never, even if he's sick, he will try and go in. And I feel the same with me, like working so hard that I don't even want to take time for myself to just rest or to even think about something else or think about, you know, my family development or anything like that. Nothing. I just like, I got to work because I want to get this. It's always something. It's always I want and I need and all that kind of things. And what I realise is that it's not about that, because even to this day I've worked so hard and I've, you know, I got a house, I got a really nice car, but then even when I go in the car I'm like, it's just a car. You know, people get gassed for the car that I'm driving, but it's just a car. So
a nice car, man.
Exactly. But if I'm working hard all the time, and this is the feeling I'm getting, is it worth it? Because the perception is more from the outside than it is for my own. Because when I open the door and go and sit down, yes, it's comfortable in the car, but then it's just the car that takes me. Sometimes I don't even want to drive. You know, so I'm working for all of these things that it's really superficial. And I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered, but I'm grateful for it. Do you get me? I know putting in the hard work has got me to that stage, but it's cost a lot. It's cost me, you know, time in regards to relationship with families, time with my daughter. There is a cost to everything. And I put it out there. I haven't got the balance for that. I don't know what the balance is, and this is why I think No Fluff and the brotherhood, the Future Spark brotherhood, is important, because sometimes you need that G-check to say, like what Nathan did. Yo, you need to stop. Like I was saying previously about, you know, when I was a day rate consultant, like going away for 2 weeks is almost criminal, because if, for example, if you're getting £500 a day and you've cancelled out 10 days at £500 a day, in your head, even though you've gone and your mind is not present on your holiday, your mind is present on the loss
of the money.
So you're not actually resting.
Exactly.
You're like,
mentally.
It's true.
I'm losing like I remember I was there at the airport with my laptop having my last meeting before I go on the flight.
That could have been me.
I was having my last meeting. Even the company at the time I was working for, they were saying, Michael, like, it's fine. But for me, I was like,
I gotta work.
I gotta get this £500. Like, I gotta show that I'm getting it. But if they were relaxed at work, knowing that it's all good, you can go, I'm worried. I'm like, but I need to show that there's a value of £500 there for that day. And even when I went to Jamaica, the first couple of days I was checking, like, you know, because remember you were helping me with the consultancy.
Yeah.
And I was checking in with you to say, what's going on? The researcher that you were working with, she was telling me, like, Michael, it's fine. Nathan is here. But I just wasn't, because I wasn't even present until,
attached to it.
Like, maybe even the second week, I could switch off. So this is what, like, grafting hard does to you. There isn't, like, you don't get the chance to relax.
I think you're similar to me, because I think just like me, some people just don't know how to switch off. Yeah. Because again, it's been engraved in going back what you said about your father. My dad's the same as well, constantly working. So you see your dad working, and you think that's the pattern or the model or the blueprint to what it means to be a man. You gotta provide. Yeah. You gotta provide, and I think we all start off with the right intentions. I'm doing it for my family. I'm doing it for my daughter, for my son, for my wife. I'm doing it for a better future for them. Yeah. And we'll go into this later. I'm doing it for the church and the ministry. Yeah, that's a big one as well. Do you know what I mean?
You're not. I don't think. I don't think generally you are doing it. I think you're selfishly saying that because you're trying to validate the reasons why you're doing the thing, and that's even in itself criminal. Like, stop making up excuses as to why you're not spending the time in the places that you should be spending the time in. There's always going to be money. There's always going to be graft. But what are you losing? I look at the loss element, and I've lost some things. You know, how much are you prepared to lose before you actually recognise? Is it your wife? Is it your child? Is it your friendship? Is it relationship with family and all? How much are you willing to lose before you actually say, you know, I need to have balance, I need to be present when I need to be present? Like, I remember this time, like, you know, even going to spend time with family in my head, and, you know, sometimes your thoughts kind of run away with you. I'm like, yo, this is waste of time, man. Like, you know, I'm here with you, but I'm wasting time because something could be getting done. I don't want to hear about this, that, and the other. I don't want to see, you know, kids running up and... I want to be grafting.
Wow, that's so
these
real.
are thoughts in my head. Like, I don't say them out loud, but these literally thoughts. Like, well, you need to check yourself. Like, this is what hard work does. And is that a ancestral thing? Is it a generational thing where... You know, you think back, slavery, black people really are always working.
Hard working, yeah.
I saw my grandmother, like, she didn't go to work, but she was constantly working in the yard, either it's sweeping up, or it's cooking, or it's this, that, and the other. And I see the same thing in my dad, his mum. Like, I'll call my dad now, and my dad said, give me a list of stuff that he has to do. My man is retired, you know, and he's fine, because I manage his finances. He's fine, don't need to do jack. But you call him, there's a checklist, and I mean there's a checklist every single day that he needs to do. Whether it is, I need to water the plant, I need to dig up the grass, I need to do this, I need to do... My man don't know when to relax. I even went to his house and put Netflix and stuff on and said, yo, Dad, watch some movies, I know you like your little karate things and stuff. Go do that.
Yeah.
Nah. Oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do this. There's a list of stuff. Even when you're planning to go on holiday together, Dad will, like, right to the last minute, like,
work itinerary.
Work is, we need to do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, Dad, it's already sorted. Are you sure? Like, it's done. So I feel like I've got that from him. Yeah. This hard work thing. It's good and it's bad at the same time. It's just balance, I think.
And we've got to come to Nathan. That's why I say at the beginning, I think for a lot of people, and again, it was for me, it's a little paradigm shift. Everything that you've known, you know, is to work hard, because that's what we're meant to do, work hard and get money, live the life and chase. And it's not just chasing money, it's chasing goals as well. You could be a person who, you on Instagram, I think it was Nathan Dennis says to me, you're watching people with their gym body, and now you want to go gym now, and you're chasing that, and you could be at the gym all the time. It doesn't have to be physical work or money. It could be just goals that you're doing as well. Me writing my book, that's something that affected me as well. But we'll come into it in a minute. But what about yourself, Nathan?
Yeah, it's so deep. And I think I'm kind of sitting in the same arena as Mikey in terms of the children element. I think when your kids see you and they start to tell you, you're working again, Dad, and you start to hear that as a theme constantly, it plays for a while, and it takes a moment to say, actually, hold on, let me unplug for a second. What did you say? You're working again?
Yeah.
And it's almost like you have this emotional attachment to the work.
Yeah.
you're emotionally attached to it. It's like money.
Like a wife.
Yeah, okay, he's going deep now.
And
Money
it creates
is
an automation.
money is emotion, you know. It's attached to your emotion. How you spend it will determine how you feel. You get me? So some people just spend because it gives them emotion.
Yeah.
Some people work because I get that emotion. Like I filled one of these areas, and we talked about it in the last episode with those little boxes. I fill the box with this goal.
Yeah.
I fill the box with this car. I fill the box with
that's it, man.
this crypto, this
it.
NFT.
That's it, bro.
I've filled all of these boxes, and now because I filled all these boxes, I'm a man. Look at me.
Yeah.
As I've filled all of these areas, and then when the areas start to get taken away, and you start to break down, you're like, yo, why have I got depression now? Why is it so dark?
Yeah.
So we gotta be careful with securing the bag, because I think that mentality and the mindset of I need to achieve this is killing man's off.
It is.
Because when they don't get to it, they feel like, again, a failure.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't meet the objective. Oh, I haven't produced this. Now I can't do this.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
Bro.
Like, I want to take my family on holiday. So I'm going to go hard.
Bro.
Just so I can take them on holiday
Yeah.
to get there. And when I'm taking them on holiday, when I get there, I'm still thinking about work.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, I got them there.
Yeah.
How can I sustain them when we come back home?
Always the next thing.
There's always something to
the
do.
grind never
So
stops.
The more you even go left or go right, whichever way you want to look at it, if you're saying I'm over here, I'm grafting and grafting and grafting, you don't realize that the more, I'm trying to visualize it here, the more you go right is the further left you leave people behind.
literally.
And it's like you saying, okay, you know, you're now over there and you've achieved the thing that enables them to do the things, but the travel that you have to come back to try and find them to even do the thing,
mentally, emotionally,
they've probably already switched off.
Yeah.
Because you've not made that time, so
That's it.
you
Don't
think you're
want that
coming
anymore.
back to this great thing, and that great thing has slapped you in the face, like Nathan said in episode 1.
Yeah.
I feel like you're not present.
Yeah, it's true. Something that Bishop said last week when we met together, he says, when you notice a problem, deal with it. He mentioned his experience with Adam, and you said it just then, and you said, Daddy, you working? I hear it at home. I know I'm always working. I'm very guilty of that. When Corinne goes, are you working? I hear that a lot. You're working again?
Yeah.
Listen to those messages, man.
I know. Since I come back from Jamaica, like normally I'd finish work at 5:30 because I got my own office upstairs.
Yeah.
And I'd still be able to doing extra work, or I'll write my book. Because before, again, I was finishing work. You know me, I'm intense. So I was finishing work, smashing targets at work, and then going from about 5:30 to about 11 o'clock at night doing the book. I was going to finish in 2 weeks. And you hit the nail on the head. When Nathan G-checked me, and I said, okay, I'm making a decision, stop working now, mentally unwind now before the holiday, I'm not going to do any more work. Bro, I felt like a failure because I set this goal to hit this, and now I'm not hitting my goal. Now I'm going to sit here. So I'm going to sit here for 4 days and chill. I could be doing work. I could be making money. What am I going to do?
Like, you feel lost.
I'm going to sit here and I'm chilling. It's like, but that's the wrong mentality, because it's not just about just chilling and resting, but engaging with your loved ones. Do you know what I mean? So since I come back, now I make sure I finish at 5:30. Okay, finish work, come out of the room, leave the laptop in there, go downstairs. If the wife's cooking in the kitchen, just go in the kitchen now, spend time in the kitchen, blah, 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 blah.
There's an
Do you know
element
what I mean?
to pick up on that. There's an element of, I use it in my industry, like, what's the definition of done? Like, what is the definition of finish? Like, have you finished upstairs and then you brought the phone downstairs, and you, even though you're in the kitchen,
Yeah.
so you're not still present. Like, so I think this is where the communication comes in with you and, you know, your wife or whoever it is. Like, discuss what definition of finish means.
Trust me.
Yeah.
You get me? Because her mind would be, to me, finish means this, but your mind is finish means I've locked the computer off downstairs, but I'm still connected to this downstairs.
But it goes back to what you were saying before. I think was it the last episode? No, earlier today. In terms of make sure that we're present.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm in the kitchen on a holiday, I'm present in the moment. We're talking, we're connecting, I'm listening. I'm asking questions rather than sitting there. But as you say, I'm thinking about money. Do you know what I mean? Making sure I'm engaging. I want to throw one more thing at this, and I think I believe this is the reason why people are going so hard and chasing goals and chasing money. I think the reason why people are chasing money and on the grind and chasing the bag is that because they genuinely have a goal. Go back to what I said about being rest and being content. It's competition. So what happens is now, I'm cool now, I'm content. But now I go in the car park and I see Mikey's big boy Mercedes with a private plate. Now it's like, it starts again. Yeah. Now I need to make more money so I can get a new car.
Yeah.
Now I go to your house. I've got a 3-bed. You got a 4-bed. Now I need a 4-bed house. So now I got to work even harder because I need what you've got.
Yeah.
And it's not even just money or finances. Now I'm comfortable being single, but now you two are married. Okay, now I got to get married.
Yeah.
Now I don't even want kids, but now I got to have kids because you've got kids. So now I've got all these goals. Now you two are writing books. Now I've got to write a book.
Yeah.
Now you are quite active in your life. But I'm not doing anything. I got to do something because it looks like I'm the only one in the circle. So now I'm grinding and I'm in the rat race, not because I want to be, but because of competition. And now I pick up the phone and go on social media. Oh, so and so's got married. So and so got a new baby. So and so's on holiday in Jamaica. Look at him, chest up biggie. Now it's like I got to chase, not because I genuinely want to. And if I look in my life, and again, no shade to people, because I genuinely believe that we're here, especially as Christian men, to inspire people. So when you get a nice car, people say, yo, I can do that too. When you get your 4-bedroom house, yo, I can do that too. I don't have to stay in the flat. I can go in a 4-bed house. Because you can inspire. But I think there's a difference between being inspired to do something and then I need to compete and you're red eye.
I would add to that. There's an experience I had when I went to pick the car up from Mercedes. It's one of my brothers, Dwayne Lewis.
Yeah.
He sorts out. He always sorts.
High school together, bro.
Yeah, he always sorts out my cars.
You need a car, go to Mercedes and ask to do it.
A small plug. There. So when I went there, like, because obviously he was doing, you know, when you do your lease and stuff, you go through multiple different, like, not say credit, different finance companies. And he said he needed my details in terms of to go through Mercedes-Benz finance. Bearing in mind, I never go through no finance company like this top level, because normally they will fail you and you have to go to some secondary and then the interest rate's high. So when he was asking me, like, you know, how much I earn and, you know, all of these kind of stuff, like, even though I said brother, it's like, as the hesitation in terms of telling him, and then the fact that bought the house, and he was like, oh yeah, you should ease it up, like, past this. And in my head, I was still doubting that, because I'm always used to these smaller finance companies trying to, you know, sort my stuff out for me. But then I did it. Mercedes-Benz passed the finance, like, with no issues at all. And then when I went to pick up the car, Dwayne said, yo, I feel proud of you, man. Like, you don't see much black people come in here and do that, like, and pick up these kind of cars and that kind of stuff. And just to hear that, like, to me, the hard work, the payoff wasn't even the car. The payoff was what he said to me.
Come on. And that's the emotional thing I'm talking about.
When he said that to me, I'm like, yo, feel good, man. Forget the car. Even though they did the whole pull-off thing and, you know, all the excitement. It was what he said to me. He said, yo, I'm proud of you, man, because you don't see black people doing that. Go pick up stuff like this. Like, the thing that I went for was not necessarily the thing that I received. Like, I think deep, I received more by what Dwayne said to me. Like, yo, bro, I'm proud, because not many black people, let alone get finance from Mercedes, and to buy them kind of cars anyway. Like, you probably get people that go and buy an A-class or whatever it is, but then to come in and get that. When my man said it, it's like the car became irrelevant. I was just like so happy that one of my brothers said, yo, I'm proud. I'm proud of what you've done, man. Like, and that's big, bro. Emotions is crazy. Man.
Yeah, so just to kind of follow on from that in terms of the emotional element, and I think this is the area as men we struggle in that emotional element, like just tapping into it. And like we were saying, you're chasing after things, you're trying to get to that material thing that you're trying to achieve, but you're trying to really receive the emotion that's attached to it. And it's just it's so deep. It's not the material that you want, it's the emotion. So like social media, powerful tool.
Likes.
You post something. It's not the post, you know, it's the likes.
Dopamine.
That you're trying to attain to.
Enough of it.
And if you don't get enough in it, you just
I gotta post something new. I gotta post something better.
Do something else. What can I do? What can I do now to get that emotion? And how can I make that anything sustainable.
Drugs, like if you don't get hit now, what else you gonna something stronger?
You chase
then?
for it.
You take off your top because you got a 6-pack. You want a bigger hit.
Yeah,
because you get more light from
for
that.
Jamaica.
It's killing people off.
It's true. It is true.
Like it's killing the man them off. Like this thing, I think there needs to be a balance.
Yeah.
I don't know how
it's difficult.
How do you get the balance?
Let me hone in on that, because I'm coming from a design perspective. I think the moment we get the balance, some idiot like me would design something that disrupts that, because I design to get your attention. So if I'm designing something, regardless of what you're doing in the background, I'm designing. So if you've not touched something on your phone for a while, I'll design something that interrupts it. That says, "Oh, look what my next brother is doing." There's this thing on Netflix. I think it's The Social Dilemma that I even share with my wife. I'm like, this ain't no joke. If you search for something now on Google, it's like you're searching based on where you are. If you went to London, the same results what you've searched for gives you a different result based on your location. All of these things, like it's designed to get your attention. Likes is designed to hit certain things. Do you get?
And they know what they're doing, because I watched that show, and a lot of some of the top directors and CEOs will openly tell you, I do not allow my children on social media because they know the effects of it. But they run the company because they know what it does to you psychologically, because you're chasing success.
It is crazy.
Wow, it's crazy. Cause
I was gonna say,
no. I think like it's been this whole trying to secure the bag thing is getting worse, and obviously all of these elements, technology and innovation, all that things are increasing. And if you look at COVID, some people are like, remote working, I can work from home, but they're working even more
it's true.
than they would do if they were in an office.
So true.
Because the elements and the equipment and systems are just all there, like hands on. Like I can just jump back on and just keep working. Literally.
You don't even have. Sometimes you don't even have lunch. Because you're like, I'm in my house. Like if I want something, I just grab it. Like,
whenever you want to.
This is why, like for me, I had to organize my calendar at work to take the breaks that I would if I was in the office. Like if it's a coffee break, it's literally intentional in my calendar. Coffee break, 15 minutes, and I go. Like it's not important, because if you don't do that, somebody will try and do something to you so they can get your attention. And it feels like you're being productive because you're like, I got to get paid at the end of the month, but you're not. Somebody's telling you what to do. They're literally like this. Would you?
So if you got no vision for yourself, how can you rest?
And that's what it is. That's what it is. But for my side, I'll talk one more thing for me.
Just
to move on. From a sales perspective, I work in sales, so I'm always chasing the next sale.
The next thing.
I do about 20 plus sales a month. You know what I mean? And when you do a sale, you get that feeling. So you're always chasing in one way or another. But you mentioned in terms of what is the balance, and again, we're all churchmen here, and I think the Bible is the greatest blueprint for us. You see Jesus for 3.5 years go hard in ministry. Hard. He was non-stop, non-stop. But every time he did a miracle, he did something, he always went away and he rested. If that was us, if that was me, probably I wouldn't have rested.
We'd be out there with the crowd.
Bro, I'd have raised it there, go to the next place, do the eyes, raise the leg. I wouldn't be sleeping. Jesus, that's nothing. He slept on the boat. I wouldn't be sleeping. I'd be like doing miracles constantly.
What do you want me to do next?
He knew I had to rest, but the thing is, we're made to rest. We got a mobile phone, as you see, but at the same time, the mobile phone has to get recharged. If you want to work at an effective rate, if you go to 10%, what happens? The quota goes down. You're not operating at your maximum capacity, and the same with us. And when we look in the Bible, something that Nathan Dennis was saying, he mentioned, he shared it in the group this week about the Jubilee. After 49 years, Israel were commanded to rest. That means you don't go to work, don't go out until the ground. But what did they do? They went and rested. Because in their mind, I got to work, I got to chase that bag. If I don't work, how am I going to eat? But that point was for them to rest and rely upon God to provide for them. So when we go back to what I was saying to you before, I was going to Jamaica and I had to work because I'm God. I had to provide for myself. I have to provide. Rather than say, you know what, God, I'm resting as you commanded. You're my provider. I don't rely upon my intellect and my experience and my knowledge. I'm relying upon you. you're my source, the ultimate source, but the God's the ultimate resource.
Wow.
And God, and the thing with the children of Israel, they didn't even rest to the point where they got punished and went into slavery. So the world is saying, get a new car, chase the bag, get this, get that, but God is saying rest. You need to rest. And it's funny because we're now in the year of Jubilee because of obviously the Queen. And as we're closing that now, it's final thoughts on me. What I would say, again, from my own experience, I've come from a background where my granddad worked all the time. Yeah. But to be fair, on my mum's side, he was very present. And my dad worked all the time. I'm in the same thing now. And I thank God for the brotherhood. That's why we're here today. Yeah. Because, and again, the accountability where Nathan said to me, bro, you're being selfish. Change. Because you're going to end up chasing money. And money to the point you can turn around and you won't have a family left.
No house.
Because there's so many people that are rich, got bare money,
rich and lonely,
got bare dough, but no family because they're constantly working. Yeah. One thing that I said it earlier, one thing I loved when I moved to New Jersey was this. I had a meeting with Pastor Yvonne, and I was sitting in a meeting, one-to-one, I was new, and the door opened, and one of her granddaughters walked in, and I was like, oh, this is a private meeting, you get me? But she has an open door policy, because she's doing full-time ministry, it's an open door policy to say, you know, at any point, you can come in, she hugged her and said, how was your day at school? Because I've always got time for you. Yes, I'm busy and I'm working, but I'm never too busy that I will neglect you. You need me, I'm there at any point. And to me, that was beautiful. Wow. So I'd encourage people watching today, if you got kids or you got a wife, change your timetable. If you like me and you're working and you're doing project after project, the grind will always be there. It's never going away. There's always going to be something to chase after. It's never going away. But as the Bible commands, we need to rest. Yeah. You know what I mean? We see it modeled in the Bible and we have to have that balance. Yeah. Yes, work hard in certain seasons, but there's got to be a balance where we're chilling out. Yeah. We're resting. And here's the key thing, not just resting by just physically resting. Because before Jamaica, I was going to bed sleeping. I'm thinking about work, bro. I'm dreaming about work. I'm not lying to you, bro. So guess what? My body is physically...
You're not actually resting then.
My body is physically resting, but my mind's not resting. But when I went to Jamaica and I came back, my sleep changed because I switched off for the first time in years, bro. So I'm having a different kind of sleep. In fact, in the Bible talks about God put Adam into a deep sleep. It's that deep REM sleep where your body is properly rejuvenated, man. And that's what God wants us to be. You don't know, all stressed out. And I'm angry and I'm stressed with my wife or my kids because I'm that tired because I'm always working. Wants to be present, you know what I mean? So my teacher, before we close out, you can give last closing words, but yeah, man, rest, man. Don't be on the grind. Don't let social media dictate. He said, don't let social media make you run around as a puppet. Don't be in competition with other people. Whatever the vision or the goal is for your life, follow that. Don't follow Nathan or follow Mikey. Follow what your goals are. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, I second that. My final thought literally is really short. It's like there's nothing wrong with like chasing the bag, but find the balance.
That's it.
Find the balance. That's it. I don't even have to go in more detail with that.
100%.
Most definitely. And just make sure you're spending time out with the people that you love. It's important because when you actually pop down and mash up, it's those people that you're going to need for rest. And don't get caught out by the lifestyle, alcohol, drugs. Because some people use that as rest.
Like
relax.
That, I need to rest on when they're going to smoke something, drink something.
That's it,
That's not good. So, man. Balance, Adam said.
That's it.
Balance, so yeah.
Well, thank you for watching, those that are watching online. If you enjoyed this video today, give us a like, drop a comment, subscribe, jump onto our Instagram page, Future Spark UK, and our Facebook page. Look at our profiles, our quotes and motivational. Find out a bit about us as well. And we'll see you next time. Future Spark out.
No fluff.